Stadium has arrived in the Mid-Atlantic region of the U.S., and it is a glorious afternoon at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Room to run at the 50. Still going inside the 30. And they finally got to him at the 2-yard line. Almost coast to coast. What a great return. They'll be set up beautifully.
All right, let's give credit where credit is due. How about that return? Great blocking, great vision, all the way down to the 2-yard line. The only person who has to be upset, the guy who didn't get it into the end zone. That far and no reward.
They'll look to run with Ingram. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Ingram, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Makes the score Ravens 7, Bengals nothing. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A first carry here for Joe Mixon. He'll have a first down past the 40. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
Austin Seibert set to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On the pickup.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Jackson looking to throw on third. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Well, we'll see if they can do it here. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Jackson from the shotgun. Being chased out left. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson escaping the pressure right. And this one is incomplete. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Jackson on target to Brown for a Ravens 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Mark Ingram, the ball carrier.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On the draw, this is Ingram. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Sean Williams.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, switch gears. Hey, report.
From the gun, it's Jackson. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Sean Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
1st and 10.
They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
A throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
A gain of 8.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. A handoff to Mixon. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Mixon. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards on the play, and it'll move the chains. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
14, Ravens 7.
A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Burrow looking to pass. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
1st down, Cincinnati.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Here's a give to Mixon. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
And a good pickup there by Mixon, and that shows the talent that he has. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 4th in the NFL in 2018, 9th last year. But I look for those numbers to jump back up again with the introduction of new talent in Cincinnati.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Joe Mixon. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And always a good 1st half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Austin Seibert set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. A pitch comes to Dobbins. And he's got room. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff to Ingram. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
He was brought down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42. And that'll set him back 5. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Going deep downfield for Ross. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Free safety, Clinton Dix, the man to make the play there on the defensive side.
I'm not sure it made a difference on that play, but one thing to keep in mind, here in the early part of the year during a day game, the sun does play a factor on deep balls.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now it's Burrow. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Flush. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And that was Carlos Dunlap who got in to take him down.
And that's something that he does consistently. Puts quarterbacks on the ground. And Carlos Dunlap, maybe not a household name around the NFL, but everyone knows he comes to play each and every year. He hasn't had less than 7.5 sacks since 2012, had 9 in 2019.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. From the gun, Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And my goodness, this is incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Bengals drive about to get going. More on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment?
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here this first half. On first down, Mixon. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
40-yard line.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there. On second down, here's Burrow.
He'll find the rookie from Clemson, T. Higgins. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 28. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a third down. And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. He'll air this one out for Boyd. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters.
Marcus Peters.
Come on now. Let's do this.
The 3rd down pass. Intercepted. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Taken about 7 yards deep. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On second down, Burrow. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22.
Bengals.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Running left, it's Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
3rd down.
3rd and 11. And some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop, because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And, Charles, they trail by a couple of scores, but if they could put a good drive together here, it'd go a long way toward getting them back in this football game.
And if you're looking at a checklist of things that they need to do in the second half, job number 1 was getting a stop, wasn't it? So, big check right there. Now they want to see if their offense can build on that momentum.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football out of the backfield? Be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. From the gun, Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Carlos Dunlap. That is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. Hey, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball.
Operating from the gun. Jackson under pressure again, and down he goes again. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals will get it at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
We're in Baltimore, third quarter action, 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Powering forward, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
First down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll run with Mixon. Mixon with a first down and more. And he gets this one down to the 24. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Now left side on the swing pass. He'll have another first down and more. And down to the 7. Yard line.
Complete to Joe Mixon. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
And that's a sight familiar to Ravens fans. Matthew Judon, a 2019 Pro Bowler. He led the Ravens with a career-high 9.5 sacks in 2019.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Got an open man, that's C.J. Uzomah. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation.
would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, 3rd and goal. Now Burrow. Flushed out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break, contain, and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one, and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Yo. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come out here. Come get some.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. A very quick pass to Ridley. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 30.
Jackson from the shotgun. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews.
That's good.
A gain there of 21 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Jackson will throw again. Open man is Duvernay. And some space here. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Devin Duvernay, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens cut into that lead.
Justin Tucker.
And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
First down. Here's Burrow. Got a man open. It's Ross. 30. 10. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Touchdown.
John Ross with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. And they're able to get this one across the 35. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
At the 27-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 27. They go play action with Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And they'll get this down to the 10. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
First down and 10 yards to go.
Jackson on first down to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Chris Moore was the intended target, and now it's 2nd down.
Chris Moore.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Draw play. Ingram now. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
The Ravens on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And this is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Bengals will get the football back. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down of this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
The Bengals drive about to get going. An opportunity for them to salt this game away after that 4th down stop we just witnessed as they hold a commanding 3-score lead in the 4th quarter. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Now they go play action now. Burrow. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Give him 32 on the play.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Again, it's Mixon. Fighting down past the 45. And he is finally brought down at the Ravens' 21-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days,
Pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Cincinnati, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.